So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Planets Through Ascendant series. And this week we're going to be covering Sun in the 7th house in the sign of Taurus. And what happens when Sun is in the 7th house for Scorpio ascendant people in the sign of Taurus, while Sun is ruling the 10th house with the sign of Leo. Because this is different from my Planets Through Ascendant and Planets Through Sign series. This is now we're combining the two things together. We're combining the house over a sign, and a planet is sitting there, which is Sun, while the planet itself rules a certain house in a particular horoscope. So that's what we're going to discuss. And as always, if you do not know where your Sun is placed, all the other astrological details, including your astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, which now also gives you your destiny point, including my books, astrology, conjunction, aspects, and Mahadashas at the speed of light, including all my readings at this link. So, Sun in the 7th house in Taurus. So what is the sign of Taurus? Taurus, as you know, is a sign ruled by Venus. It's a sign of nourishment, luxury, family, wealth, lineage, food. Just a place where you feel comfort. When you're out working, where is it that you're feeling that comfort then? Oh my God, I wish I was home. Oh my God, I wish I was with my family. If you're like living far away in a distant land, you're missing your friends, your family. That's your comfort. That represents the second official sign, Taurus. That's why Taurus originally rules the 2nd house. And then the 7th house represents business, relationship, partnership, mass fame, dealing with other people. And then you have Sun sitting here. Sun is what? Personality, soul, authorities, government, father. Wherever Sun is in your horoscope, think of it as like a flashlight or like a lamp sitting in a chart. So imagine this dark chart and you put a lamp on that chart. So that particular house becomes like the most bright place, right? And then the light slowly spreads through and then slithers through and fades out. So shows wherever Sun is in your horoscope, that's the place. That's where your light is. That's where you find your light. That's where you find yourself. That's where you're most comfortable at, because it is your soul. So here, being the 10th ruler with the sign of Leo, 10th house represents career, mass fame, work environment, authorities, government. Not more so career, because career is a mix of different things. But it just represents the type of environment you like to be in when you're working. And it also represents fame because it's the place of the Sun where Sun is the brightest at noon, the 10th house. And Leo represents creative self-expression, politics, cinema, performing arts, children. So your 10th Lord now is sitting in the 7th house. So what is it now signifying? How do we make sense of all these things? So this placement obviously shows me that a person will do extremely well in fields of business, and business that requires them to deal with people's assets, people's value, or providing nourishment and value into people's lives. Kind of like this placement can make a person who's greatly interested in banking, wealth management, financial management, dealing with money, dealing with liquid money and cash. But also because Taurus is a sign of nourishment, shows this person wants their karmas in this life to be able to nourish other people, take care of other people, perhaps provide food through restaurants, through manufacturing certain goods, to perhaps going into fields of women's clothing, because Taurus is a feminine sign. And it's actually ruled by Venus. So there's this huge Venusian quality. So think of like this hot orange sun now wearing this like white jacket of Taurus. And this clearly shows that your soul, your ability to realize your light in life is always dealing with either expressing yourself creatively, nourishing people, taking care of people, or taking care of people's assets, taking care of people's wealth. This also shows that your career will greatly be impacted by your spouse and your marriage. Somehow marriage will play, or partnerships will play, a huge role. This also shows you will get a type of a boss. You will get a type of a authoritative figure in your career, unless you're your own boss, who's going to help you with your marriage, who's going to help you with your partnerships and business. They'll be like a father figure to you. And because Sun is the Karka, the significator of the father, shows father will be involved in helping you develop your marriage, develop your ability to deal in partnerships. Now, obviously, as you also know, Taurus is a sign where Sun feels uncomfortable. This is a sign of Sun's enemies, Venus. Because here, the king is no longer sitting on the throne. King now has to deal with the financial sector of the kingdom. The king now is forced to deal with crunching numbers, to deal with budgeting, to deal with how much we have in our kingdom. He doesn't want to do that. He wants somebody else to deal with that, like Mercury and Jupiter. They're there to advise the king. So this is where what happens is a person may lose the track of their value system. So as much as one wants to deal with value, Sun is such a bright planet, such a kingly planet. It'll overshadow the 7th house. Like it's just all nothing but light, heat. So shows that relationship, marriage, business, career, all has to do with money. Money. Somehow value and money are always either improving the relationship and marriage or affecting the relationship and marriage. How are they affecting the relationship and marriage? For that, obviously, you have to see the nakshatra placement of the Sun and see what sign Sun is placed in your Navamsha. How is it placed in? It's there, especially in your birth chart. Is there a planet conjunct Sun? Is there a planet that aspects the Sun? That will tremendously affect this quality of this placement. Like Saturn will bring in great amount of commitment and duty and sacrifices to be made in marriage by dealing with wealth and money and earnings. Meaning like you may have to sacrifice a lot of wealth to maintain your marriage. This also shows a person who will be greatly loved by the masses. Where the masses, whoever you run into, the other people, they think of you as this very nurturing person. Somebody who's very polite, somebody who just loves to take care of people, loves to be with people. And because the thing is that the Sun's ego right now is in a very watery sign. Even though Taurus is an earth sign, Venus is a very watery planet. So your ego is not as like strong, like, hey, look at me as an authoritative figure. Like, you better respect me right now because I'm the king. No, it is more like, the king is in his bed. He's chilling out. His crown is no longer on his head. He has, just plain clothes on. And now somebody comes in and deals with the king. They feel much more comfortable. They're not like, oh my God, I'm in a presence of some authority. They still feel that. But there's this more attraction to this person. Like, wow, I can get along with you now. I can relate to you now. So most definitely, regardless of what business you're in, what profession you're in, you're naturally a very nurturing person, very creative person. And you love food, especially if your Sun is in the nakshatra of Rohini. These people will love food. They're foodies. They love to have fine wines. They want to try, $1,000 glass scotches. That's actually one of my goals. Because there's like a 80-year-old scotch, which is like $250,000 a bottle or $100,000. And I think the one glass is like $1,000. I'm like, one day I will try that glass. Not now though. Not until kids are ready for college, man. So I can save. But that's what this placement, really shows. And this is how your ego develops through relationships, through marriage. Okay. So guys, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you want to know where your Sun is placed, all your other astrological details, including your destiny point, my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.